What you doing there, Cecil Bird?
Hmm?
What you doing, Cecil? What you doing, Cecil Bird? Cecil. There's the KK bird. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to streaming we go. I'm waiting for Amy to come in. I'll try this again. Sugar. Go get Amy for me, Sugar. Hi, everybody. We're trying out something new because the other service we were using is obviously having a problem. I thought it was just YouTube, but apparently it was the other service. So, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing down there, huh? Cecil? Cecil the bird? Cecil the bird? Hey, Calvin. Aloha. Yeah, we're trying out StreamYard today because obviously the other service we were using is not up to the task. So I did a little research and here we are. Aren't we? Are we? Are we here? And today we'll be talking about trust and keeping your parrot's trust. That's a tough thing to do. So we're here. Yeah. Yep, we are. Hold on a second. Let's get. Now let's see. I've got to play around with this to get it so that we don't have a big blank spot on the screen. So let's see.
So hello everybody. Yeah, let's see if we can get Sugar big again. Otherwise, I just drop out. But it looks like
no problem. I just had to go into settings to change it. So
she looks gorgeous.
yep, not a problem. High four. Yeah. Can you give us the high four, or are you just gonna whine at us there, girl? Huh? It's funny how when you look at a service that's specifically designed to do streaming, it's not just doing it on the side. You know, it works a lot better. As always, if you're trying to find us, you can get us through Linktree. So,
Cecil, what do you think? Is your daddy stealing my job?
oh no, I can't respond. I mean, I can verbally, but I can't type chat.
No, that's absolutely fine. That's a great option, huh, Shuggy? Mm.
Babaloo, Babaloo.
Yeah, Babalu is in the chat again.
What are you doing in there? Well, today he's staying in the box, which is good. The box is to divert him from what he was doing last time, which I think you could see a little bit of it before we lost the feed, but last time he was trying to get under here, and the problem is when he gets under these this is the kind of canvas you throw down if you're painting, that kind of thing. So if he gets between those two layers, this one doesn't seem to realize it's him. So at that point, he starts trying to bite what's under there. So I brought the box in to try to get him something else to do, and it seems to be working, at least at the moment. That's a process we call DRI, differential reinforcement. Excuse me, DRA, differential enforcement of another behavior. In this case, it's another behavior. He's still nesting, but he's nesting in a different place, so he won't get hurt. There is a problem with this, though. That means he's going to be territorial in this area, so I have to make sure he doesn't go after the other birds. Right, Cecil? Right. I don't know what these two are doing. They seem to be having I don't know what you would call that. It's kind of a standoff. I'm
Stare
here.
down. A tiny stare down.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Lucy's stubborn, and the other bird is Snowball, I guess.
Yep, that's Snowball.
Yeah.
Like there's
He
his
probably would like to sit over there in the cage, but he doesn't know how to bypass Lucy.
That's pretty much, you have to answer 3 questions. What's your favorite color? Oh, now we're Monty Python, doing a little Monty Python thing.
Oh, look, these guys in the box. Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
Yeah, instead of being bucket boys, they're box boys today.
Oh my. Oh, this is so cute. So let's greet some chatters if you haven't done it yet. The first one was Jocelyn Triggle. She's here. Hello, Jocelyn. Then we have Colin Thurston here. And Bukchia Shah was here, or is here. So hello and welcome, everybody. Looks a little bit different today. That's because we use another service. We don't stream live over Zoom, but over StreamYard, obviously.
Yeah, the free version has the little icon in the corner, which this is looking like we're going to shift to this. So we'll stop using the other service and pay for this one instead. We don't have to pay for it now, but the other bells and whistles are worth it. It's not that much more money than what we're already paying another service. So
yeah, that's the thing. If Zoom is only distributing that really, I don't say the word service.
yeah,
we just have to, since if it's only distributing picture but no sound, or sound but no picture, or both sloppy sound and sloppy picture, it's like, okay, that's not working. Even if I miss already the AI generated resumes.
yeah. The other service we were using is primarily for meetings. It's for getting one-to-one meetings with people, and they added this on where you can do a stream. And that's why with this company, if their streaming doesn't work properly, then they go bye-bye because that's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've been around for a long time. I researched it thoroughly. It was
Yeah, and
recommended.
they have a cool logo. I love the deck. It's
Yeah, I
bird
did.
trusted.
I saw the duck and I said, "Well, it's a bird, so it's probably where we belong." But
So welcome Rosebud Atkins and Lisa Banerjee.
hi, Rosebud. Hi, Lisa. I haven't said hi to Buktiar Shah yet. Hi, Buktiar. I think I said
I greeted him.
you did, yeah, but I hadn't said anything. So
Okay.
now that I can see people, it's kind of cool. I can at least say something to them and realize they're still
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
We got the usual sleeping Jasmine back there.
Yeah, I guess Sugar is saying you can use her iPad, but that makes 2 fries an hour.
Yeah. This does let us switch cams. It takes a little bit. It's like 3 or 4 steps, but you can switch cameras. So if I need to get a close up or I need to get a wide angle, I can do it. Can't do it with the other one. You can't do it with YouTube by itself, and you can't do it with the other service we were using. So something truly exciting is going on in the background, like when Jasmine wakes up an hour from now when everybody's gone. Uh, I could zoom
Mm.
in.
Lovely. Sugar. Look, Lisa, it's Cecil. He's with KK in the box. That's too cute.
Sounds like a place you go to eat. I'd like two burgers and an order of large fries at the Birds in the Box.
Oh, have you your own business,
Birds in the
Cecil?
Box.
So you are at the front desk and KK is working behind in the kitchen, huh?
Pretty much. You making some fries for the fry girl? She's our fry girl.
We are fry friends.
Yeah, keeping a bird's trust is tough. When you have a bird that has an issue that you have to deal with. When I first had to deal with, just going for an example here, when I had to deal with KK, I had to deal with the fact that he has a beak that has to be. He's got scissor beaks, so it has to be trimmed weekly to keep the one side from rising up to where he can't eat properly. So I I had already established trust, and now I have to try to work on his beak without losing it. So he's had it done many times before, obviously, because he did take to it pretty quickly. But I had to do a little bit of his beak and then pet him and talk nice to him and then do a little bit of his beak and to, cover his eyes at the time too, because you don't want the little flecks of his beak getting in his eyes. So, I, yeah, first of all, the mere fact that I can cover their eyes there's a trust there, right? So was funny with him though is the issue that was going to break his trust more than anything else is doing his nails. He does not like his nails done. So the only way I can do them is to put a collar on him, and and then I do his nails with that on. And as soon as I take off the collar, I wait about 10 seconds to start petting him and telling him what a good bird he is. I can get his nails done in less than a minute. So, but there's issues you run into with every bird where you gotta figure out how to keep their trust, and you have to make sometimes instantaneous decisions too, um, because if you don't make the decision right then, you're going to be dealing with it for quite a while, which is why I still have that problem with my finger here and healing all that well, where Lorelai bit down to the bone on me because she
Mm.
she did not want me to get her away uh, from KK. So, and then I had to take her out of here while I was bleeding and get her into her cage without upsetting her. She's the easy one to upset. So if you upset her, then she won't trust you for quite some time. So I learned from her the methods of keeping a bird's trust. So in her case, just get her out of the room where she's out of the situation, pet her, tell her how much, just pet her and tell her you love her. I love you, baby girl, and that kind of thing for a while. And then put her in her cage and bring her a treat, and then she's okay. And with him right now, with KK, he doesn't like the cage he's in all that much, and he had a bigger cage, but unfortunately, he's one of the birds that breaks the bars off if they're not bead welded, and there are almost no cages out there that are bead welded anymore. I have an older cage. It's tall enough, but not quite wide enough, so he doesn't want to go back into it. So, what I have to do with him is put him on the table in the main bird room, throw a towel over him, pick him up, put him in his cage, and he's okay with that. It doesn't bother him that much. Otherwise, he's going to turn around and try to bite at me, which could, at some point, could break trust because you have to say ouch sometimes. So again, I had to think, what can I do to get him back in his cage without really upsetting him? And the towel has worked great. So, right, baby boy? Yeah, you're not really a baby, are you? No.
No, the real baby boy is Mander. At least sometimes. Sometimes he's also playing the genie. He's somehow refusing to enter the adult stage.
Yeah, he pretty much still behaves like a young one. Although he can get a little overstimulated sometimes. You have to be careful how long you pet him. If he starts petting you with his tongue, you know you've been petting him too long. So at that point,
Oh,
you need to back
Mander.
because he'll go from the tongue petting to whacking you with his beak, and then if you just take him and put him up on the perch, he gets upset. So what you have to do is kind of pet just a little bit back off, pet just a little bit back off, and he'll eventually ask to go back on a perch by himself. That's what he'll do. So if you stop petting him, not immediately, but if you work to stop petting him over about a minute period, then he'll ask to go somewhere else, and then he can calm down. And Cecil, I say shug shug.
That's a great comment. Rosebud writes, maybe he needs a Snoopy, which, which is a reference to Maxwell Bird.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. He's a funny one. He doesn't like to play with toys so much, but he does a little bit. Mostly he plays with cardboard. So you throw
What?
cardboard in there and he turns it
Lucy?
into
Where's Snowball?
Snowball and Lucy.
Oh, there, wait, that's Snowball. So he's just sitting there and has a foot in, and Lucy stepped a bit back. Looks like they get along.
At the moment. I
Yeah.
see. So
Well, usual Snowball is a gentle bird who doesn't start the fight.
Cecil, you need to get a little closer to my face.
You cutie pies.
Just a little closer, don't you think?
So also welcome to Jem and Jamie. I think I wrote it in chat, but haven't said it. Looks like we get a little calmer stream today than we had on Monday. So relaxing. Just birds.
Yeah, yeah, that was terrible. There's just no way I could get that stream to work.
Nope.
So it was a little more professional software, company that's been in business for a long time doing just this kind of thing. So apparently a lot of the big companies use it for their meetings too, but that's a totally different thing. That's not just streaming. They have the meeting side too. We couldn't afford that. We can bring guests on that kind of thing. We're allowed 3 guests, but we're not. We can't do the meeting thing. That's like $1,000 a year. But seems to be doing a great job streaming, and I can actually see what people type now. So that's kind of nice. Okay, are you just taking it easy down there now, or what? So I think the key to trust, to keeping trust with the birds, is to keep an idea, to keep your fingers on what's going on in their world, right? See what they like, what they don't like. Um, for example, right now, you can probably see it. She's got a blood feather there, so I have to keep an eye on that just in case I may have to pull it. That's one of her regular feathers that's coming in, but it's still bleeding. So bleeding into the feather where it should have stopped that already. So, but watching to see what they play with, what they're interested in, that's important. So that if they're sending you cues, a good example of cues is like when I'm giving her, after I've given her her medicine in the morning, if she's after 5 minutes, she's still holding on to that little popsicle stick, and she's looking at me. When I look over, she looks at me. That means she wants some more peanut butter. So if I don't check her and don't give it to her, then she'll have a bit of an attitude after that. But it's subtle. It's just a look, holding a stick and looking at me like this doesn't have any peanut butter on it. So a lot of keeping their trust is involved in observing them and then making sure they have what they need. Maybe they need a little treat once in a while from you. Maybe they need certain types of toys. With Lucy, hey Luce, I noticed that one of the toys that we had donated to us had these had holes drilled and then corks, little tiny corks stuck in them. So I took a piece of wood, drilled some holes in it, and ordered some corks. I have to go by there a couple times a day and put new corks in. She breaks the corks out, so it's just something she likes to do. Mostly she likes to chew paper. So
Lucy, you're so cute.
and Snowball likes loofah sponges, so I have to check his cage to see if the loofah sponge is gone. He gets a full size loofah in a couple of usually within a couple of hours it's gone. So I have to check those. Also likes his little paper cups and the little woven baskets. He likes those. They're all different what they like. Jasmine, she's not too fond of playing with toys. She'll do it. She uses a little bit of wood and she wants her toys replaced regularly, but mostly she goes after the finger traps that are on them. Right, Cecil? Right, Cecil? Seesaw. Seesaw? With KK, he lets you know. He'll start yelling if he doesn't have enough wood to chew. And sometimes he'll still have some wood hanging on a toy or down on his with one of his. I have these long skewers you usually use to put food on, but I put wood and a separator, another piece of wood and a separator, and then I put some other things on there like leather cord with uh, finger trap tied on it, that kind of thing. But he'll start yelling, so it's easy with him. The other thing he does is he'll get if he's not happy because he doesn't have enough in his cage, he'll hang on his cage and open his beak wide and he'll move his feet up and down. That's a kind of stereotypic behavior. In the larger cage I had for him, which he started tearing apart, he wasn't doing that stereotypic behavior, but I can't reach in my pocket and pull out $1,200 for a new cage for him. And even if I did that, it wouldn't be a cage that was bead welded. So he might be able to pull the bars off. Well, he can. Any one of these guys can pull bars off if they want to. This is the great bar puller here. But,
Are you?
boy, you put him in. I put him in Bob's cage one time, and in 20 minutes he had two of the bars off of it. And that's one of those, $1,200 cages. tack welds just don't work with these guys if they're determined. Right, big boy? Right, big boy? So working with them to keep them relatively sane and trusting is difficult. Um, with him, he doesn't like to be picked up from the bottom of the cage. I had to do that today. So prying his feet off the cage to get him up. Once he's up, he wants to go, but he holds on to the bars. It's some habit that goes back to the people he was with. I know that because they said he tends to stay where he is. He doesn't like to be picked up and moved. So, and it's proven to be true. So the first key to keeping their trust is knowing what they like and giving it to them. You know, in of course, if they want to eat like sugar or something, or they want cheese,
No,
you don't
don't
want to
eat
give them that.
sugar.
Yeah, we don't eat sugar. Just remember, we don't eat sugar. And so, but finding that out, like with her, she's going to sit there through this kind of sleep through this whole thing, and then after it's over, she'll run around and play for a while, and then when I take everybody out of here, sometimes sugar stays, but take everybody out of here, then she wants to sit in my lap for 10 or 15 minutes. If I don't do that, then she gets upset, and at that point, she might start, picking at her chest again. So she needs it, so I give it to her, and I can tell when I stand up whether I've given her enough time because she'll look up at me with kind of loving, excuse me, with kind of loving eyes if I take her out. If I take her out too early, she puts her wings out and tries to keep me from going out the door. So she lets me know, and when she tells me that it's not enough time, I sit back down. I know better than to put her in a situation where she's going to be unhappy. So it's tough. They have to live in cages all day. So keeping that trust is giving them what they need, and also what they would like to have in their life, letting them play, and then not doing things to them that they don't like. Okay, so with him, I have to do his nails, even though he doesn't like it. So I don't say anything positive to him while I'm doing his nails, because I don't want him to take my cautioning statements or like, oh, it's okay, that kind of. If you say that while you're doing something they don't like, then they learn to associate those friendly little sounds with negativity. So, but once I take the collar off, that's when I start saying, "What a good boy" and all that, and then he eats that up. It's the opposite of when you're trying to reinforce something where where they step up, and as they're stepping up you say good bird, that kind of thing. um, it's the opposite in this case. You don't say anything when you're doing something they don't like. So that's one reason that most veterinarians don't want you in that in there when they're doing anything with the bird, because you're going to start trying to calm or ease the bird, and then you're going to make a negative impression on the bird. So it'd be kind of like if I were to say like, "Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Jocelyn," while I smash you with a hammer, on your fist, on your finger or something. Um, it's going to make that "Hi, Jocelyn" sound bad, right? Or "Hi, Rosebud." Yeah. I hope you don't mind me putting this clamp on your hand. So you have to figure how do you react when somebody says something pleasant to you when they're doing something that isn't pleasant. So one way you keep the trust of a bird is not making those kind of. I see you're awake over there, girl. Not making those kind of sounds. Not making any calming sounds while something's going on they don't like. So if they're obviously disturbed, you just stay quiet and try to solve the problem of the disturbance. And then once they're calming down, then you say the calming words. That really helps with keeping their trust. It's one of those key things you should remember. A tough one is when people go on vacation. If you're gone for a couple of weeks, you've already broken their trust. So you have to come back and reestablish trust. Or if you have to take a bird on a long trip with you or something and they don't care for it, then that was you took them out of their home, you got them in a vehicle, they're in a strange place, and there isn't much you can do except when you get back, try not to. When you get back, you try to just focus on where they are, make them happy, give them what they want until they start to trust you a little bit again. Sometimes that happens when you take them to the vet too. Um, the birds I have here are pretty calm at the vet. Um, Sugar doesn't like to go there, but she's still calm. She doesn't freak out going to the vet. The only one that would freak out would be Romeo. And if I have to take him to the vet, it's a towel, put him into a carrying cage, and he will just be a wreck for a couple of weeks if I have to do it. So he comes out of his cage, he sits in my lap, he comes in here and sits by himself, with me. No other birds in the room. He does that, but when you talk about taking him out of the house away from his cage, oh boy, he's unhappy. So to keep his trust, you try not to do it, but only in emergencies.
So we have a question by Calvin Thurston. Could you see it, Don?
Yes, yeah, I can. Hold on a sec.
I can also read it to you.
No, go ahead and read it.
I read it. Calvin says that when Slugger is yelling at the lawnmower next door, I shouldn't talk calming to him.
No, actually, you shouldn't. What you should do is kind of ignore the sound or show that you're not bothered by it. But if you've been doing this and it hasn't upset him at this point, it's probably not going to be an issue. So if you've been doing it for a year, he's probably used to it by now, and it isn't. But normally, when you have something like that, you try not to calm them because your calming words associate with whatever the negativity is. Just think of somebody hitting your hand with a hammer and saying nice things to you. That's kind of how it works. Yeah, we learn by association. They certainly do. They learn by vicarious learning, and they learn by modeling. So they learn by watching what you do that comes out good, something they would like, and watching things that you do that they wouldn't want to have any part of. You burn yourself on the stove, they figure that out. Don't want to go there. That's not a good thing. So yeah, in those situations, you want to avoid it. It's a big mistake that people make, and I've had two veterinarians mention that you can be in here, but don't say anything calming to the bird. Of course, that means your veterinarian has to have some knowledge of behaviorism, which is not common among vets. Which is why Dr. Friedman does her class every year, mainly for veterinarians. But
So Eleanor is in the chat. So welcome, Eleanor. We have some really behaved birds today.
Yeah, they're behaving pretty well.
Unlike Monday. Don? Oh, there's the picture again.
Yeah, I had to try to invite Eleanor. I wasn't sure if she was going to be here, so I had to send it. So when you send an invite, it kind of blanks the screen. But hi, Eleanor. I sent you an invitation so you can hop on if you want. Just turn your camera off. That's a big face. What are you staring at me for? What's that big face for? You're going to eat my face? Are you going to eat my face? No, probably not. Probably not. Are you going to touch it? All right. All right. Cecil, you're just too handsome. You know that? No bird should be as handsome as Cecil.
No, that should be forbidden.
And Jasmine's got her eyes closed again. Now, sometimes you'll do some little thing they don't appreciate you doing, and when that happens, you've usually got a minute or two to try to fix it right then, or the next few weeks to try to fix it later. So try to fix it then if you can. That's something that I learned from Jennifer Seligs in her Animal Training 101. It's better to fix it right now. She was working with a horse in one of the videos, and she gave the horse the wrong idea. She associated something incorrectly. Immediately said, "Oops, I blew that," and then redid it a couple of times till the horse understood what she wanted. She made sure that by repeating it a few times, the bird understood. I mean, the horse, everything's a bird to me. The horse understood. So
She should have asked Pippa before, because Pippa is known for being good with horses.
yeah, yeah, that Pip.
Probably she has unlimited access to Apple.
Yeah, her name actually means that. Yeah, good with horses.
I know. Miss Philippa. Oh, Sugar doing some yoga stretch.
One-footed yoga stretch. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, now we do
Well, I'm glad
planning
you're
just
there.
on one leg. That's basically what humans should do. Just standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or something like that. Yeah, it's helping your balance and the muscles. You have so many. Oh no, I'm big again. No. What has happened?
Let me see. I can fix it.
Yeah.
Layout. Here you go.
Oh, the birds are back. That's fabulous. But
These
the
guys
thing
are.
with the knees, the little muscles around, they need to be constantly trained, and that's a good way to train them since you make all these micro movements to stabilize your stand. Well done, Shuggy. Shuggy probably says, I don't even have a knee.
Cecil, what are you doing? What are you doing, big boy? Silly bird. Silly bird. Yeah, it's. Told the story before, but that one time that I was trying to get Lorelei back into her cage, and I was in a hurry because I had to leave. Be careful you don't do things when you're in a hurry because you can make a mistake. But from the cage, and whoops, you're back again.
Yeah, I think we lost you just for a second, and then it was in that. Oh, I'm back again. Maybe.
No, I was just checking out the different layouts you can do.
Okay.
I just have to hit two buttons and say layout, just single frame problem. But so I go to try to put her back in her cage, and there was a hawk at the window. She is one of the rare birds that likes to be near a window. She's been upset with me for a while now because I've covered the window here with I blacked it out because otherwise, they wake up when in the summer they'd want to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and whoa, no, you're not going there. No, come here, come on. No, KK, you're not going up there. No, come on, let's not do that. Come on.
He's
Come
so
on.
sneaky.
Let go. No, you can't go back there. No. That's a good way to have him kill you. I see you've cut a hole. Look at this. He's cut a hole so he can try to.
Has someone the flappies on your arm?
I know. Cecil, you nut.
It sounded for a moment like an airplane will take off.
Pretty much. Yeah, see how much he wants to get under there? He's cut a hole right here so he can try to get underneath this. What, Cecil?
Oh my KK, you're very cute at the moment. What? Are we going into a woof woof contest? I had one recently with Babalu. I woofed with him. The whole time I was allowed to watch him. And the thing is, I talked to Babalu for quite a while, and then Manda was doing something funny, and I said, "Oh, Manda, your boy." And then he realized, oh, I can see him too, and he was like, "Oh no, let's hide somewhere in the cage."
Cecil's trying to grab my face. What are you doing down there? No, you're not going under there. No. We're not doing that. Here, get in this. Come on. Put you in the box. Get you in the box. Let me turn the box around. I don't know if that's going to work much. He's chewed off the edges on both sides now. So maybe turning the box around will confuse him a little bit. So because Lorelai thought there was because she saw the hawk and I didn't. After that, she lost her trust in me. Why would this guy shove me towards a hawk? That took months to overcome. She just looked at me like, I don't trust you. You're trying to get me killed, So you going on the floor now? You got enough wood down there today. You cut enough wood down there today. Yeah. Whenever you have to take them out of an environment and put them in a new environment, that's a lot of fun too, trying not to break trust. Just dealing with this one, trying not to break his trust. Jennifer Zellick's in her Animal Training 101 course talks about the bank, right? You put every time you make a positive move with a bird, you're adding something positive to the bank. The behavior bank. As soon as you start removing things from there, when that bank gets empty, you've got a problem. So you have to keep putting positive things in there. Unfortunately, when most people get these birds, they give them a whole bunch of attention for the first couple of weeks. Then it starts to taper off. Then they don't pay them much attention. So you put a lot in the bank, you take it out, and the next thing you have a bird that screams and bites. Well, the bank went bankrupt. So you can build it up again, but once you've lost that much trust, it takes a while. Right, Sugar? Would you like a little beak patting?
She always likes a little beak patting.
Well, thank you, Bob. Bob's donating to us. Boy.
It seems like he has found some money. Would be a great service Bob could offer, like talking to your chef or something like that.
More? You done? What are you doing? You got that look. Are you gonna try to get the box out of here? Where did KK go? He must have went under. Must have gone underneath the couch.
Mm. And Cecil is looking for him somehow.
Hi, Cecil. Hi. Thank you. That's just what I needed.
Mm. Oh my! What a big present!
That's what my back pocket is for. Towels.
Yeah, in the chat we are discussing moving with birds because Jem and Jamie moved recently and told us that her cockatoo did adjust well to the new surrounding, which is great.
Cockatoos are better at doing that, but still, when I had to move these guys into that temporary place where we were just stuck in a 10 by 10 room, it was a disaster. I mean, they hated their lives. There's no question about it. We were there for far too long. That was the time when it's still happening. The rents are going up, so you try to rent a place where you have a little room in California around you so that people don't scream about the birds. It was going to cost us $4,000 a month. There's just no way I could do that. So, on top of that, as soon as you tell some landlord or some management company, "Oh, I've got 12, sanctuary birds here," they're like, "No, thank you. We don't want the birds." So they were stuck there, and Bob was literally eating his way out of his cage. I had to keep wiring it together, putting wire in front of it. And what a nightmare that was. Getting him out into that aviary was the only thing that kept him sane. And then they moved here. They moved here in one day, and they were stuck in the little cages that I use in the van for emergencies. I had to pull those things out. They're stuck together in threes. I had to pull them out of there and put them in a room for the night, and then build all the big cages that are out there with the 75-pound tops on them and all that by myself. All the while, they're looking at me like, "Can I have a regular cage, please?" And that's when you dive into that bank you've made. You've done positive things. They see those positives, right? But all the positives are starting to be drained out of the bank while they're stuck in these tiny cages. This is one. That was the second cage I put together. The first one was Romeo's because Romeo has been having a fit for 7 months because he knows his cage and that's the only place he wants to be. And I made his because he can't stand being in small cages. And once they got in the cages, I just kind of left them alone. Not really leave them alone, but I didn't do much with them for the next day while I was reorganizing things. Just letting them get adjusted. Gave them plenty of toys and special treats and that kind of thing.
So thanks for coming, Lisa. Have a good day at your work.
So thanks, Lisa. Don't work too hard. Don't make too
Yeah.
much. Don't make too much money for those oligarchs. They only give you like 20% of what you're worth. Right? Say right.
Oh, Miss Lucy's coming over.
Is
She
that
was
her?
on Sunday she was incubating Don's foot for the whole session. We talked like 2 hours. He couldn't move his foot because Lucy was like, nope, nope, needs to be incubated.
Hey,
She's
hey,
such
hey!
a
Don't
smart
eat my
girl.
foot. Don't eat my foot. Good boy. Oh, you're just climbing over? That was it? Okay. Where's your friend? Under the couch? Oh no, he's over there now. He found the
Oh,
toy
there
box.
they are.
We're gonna both play on the toy box.
Hmm. Rose, that looks like someone one screen. The other? Nope. You guys.
So if you think about the things you do for them and think about adding these little coins, like you go over and hand them a little treat while they're in the cage in the middle of the day, for no particular reason, you're adding a penny or a nickel to the, a fennec or something to the little jar. Um, when you take them out and play with them, you're adding, quarters or dollar bills in there, when they're being played with. When they're out like this is a positive experience for them. So the days when they don't get out that much, you need to get out more the next day. Because if you put them back too soon, you're not adding to that box. Then, like, wait a minute, why are we going back in the cage when we're usually out for a couple hours? Let's see if I can switch the camera and get a little closer. Settings, camera.
The two green buddies down there. Actually, 3 umbrellas on the floor. So basically all boys since Lucy's sitting on you.
Yep. It's nice to be able to switch cameras. It doesn't happen easily.
Boy
You got
playtime on the floor. Girls are sitting above on their perches.
well, the girls are above everything, right? Okay, is underneath that cage now. He's doing his exploring. He hasn't done that in a while. Just barely see him under there. These two are having their preening session. So when you bring your bird out and you're playing with them, start thinking you're adding to the bank, and then when you go whoops and you have to put them back quickly and you do it too fast, now you just subtracted something from the bank. So if you start thinking that way, it will help you to properly see your actions and the effect they're having on your bird. Right, Sugar?
She's so good looking.
She's okay. I petted her enough, considering that I've got the pointing the camera around. But if I didn't have the camera, she'd be like, "This is not enough. Come on." Oh, this is worth this other software. Just the fact that I can pick a camera so you can actually see off in the distance. I mean, there's 3 cameras on here. You'd think you'd be able to, right?
Looks like somebody's up to something. Sneaking around back there.
Cecil, you can't play with those things. They're actually put around so that they We can't just accidentally reach an electrical cord. Although right now the two things in front are not plugged in. The only air filter is that one right there running. So the other one runs usually at the same time, but I haven't plugged it in today. It just adds more noise to the room when we're doing this. Well, you're climbing up there now, huh? Now, Snowball's pretty good about not eating the window. If that were Cake, I'd be concerned. What was that? You pick up a feather and drop it? What? Oh, you want that? Okay. I'm about to get my head beat, I think.
Yeah, Rosebud and I are just talking about Sugar and her face expressions.
Yeah, I can. Well, in the morning, I have to. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, that's also one of her expressions, headless verb. Oh my Sugi. Look at these feathers around the beak.
Look at that look on her face.
Hmm.
She can hear you, so she knows that we're in a meeting. She's not going to try to.
Oh yeah,
Not
she
going to beg
certainly
me.
knows my voice.
You having fun over there, Snowball?
When a frisbee is close, certainly. So Sugi, you can hear us. So that's of course something else. You're the shuk bird. Yeah. And Sugi, what do we love? French fries. Not often, just now and then. But then we enjoy.
Oh, Sugar, what a big beak you have. The better to
Yeah.
eat you with. The better to eat you with.
Now she's such a healthy girl, just eating her mash and her smoothies. Oh,
You having fun?
holding feet. Hand/feet. Of course with Cecil.
Cake is playing with an old piece of paper down there. Well, it's not that old, from yesterday, but yesterday was one of those days where I had so much to do that I'm surprised I got it all done.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to go out to get water. I had to get 17 5-gallon bottles filled. So, and then I go to put air in the left front tire, and the valve stem is bad. It won't take air in. So on top of every other thing I did, when I got the water, I had to go over to the tire place and have them put a new valve stem in. And I don't have a spare tire. Somebody stole it off the vehicle. They mount it underneath those vehicles. That's just asking for someone to steal it. So they're like $600 because you actually need the rim too. So I went in there and got out the door for $250. That was amazing because I was expecting to spend $600 on it. But so I guess the bad stem worked out for me. But just I was just running against the clock all day long. Right, KK? He says, yeah, I know, because I only got out for an hour and a half yesterday. I used to get 3 hours. KK, good bird. There was someone too who had made a comment about I use bird in their names all the time. Well, when I'm reinforcing something they do, when I say good bird, it's nice to have them associate the word bird with themselves. So every bird here associates bird with their name, and that one when I say good bird, it applies to any bird I'm dealing with, even if it's Cecil. Let's see. So we change the camera back there. Settings, camera, back camera. There we go. Hi, Lucy. Plop, plop, plop. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi, Cecil. Can you say hello? Hello, Cecil. Hello. 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 It's better to catch him actually making sounds when you try to teach him. But he was listening to me anyway, so that's half the battle. Yeah, if there's one thing you can leave this subject, within your head is the bank, that behavior bank. You want to put as much positive in there as you can, without overdoing it. I mean, you're not going to sit and pet a bird for half an hour because that causes mating behavior. That's not what you're looking for. But you give them a little treat, you pet them just a little bit on the head, say nice words to them, give them toys. Make sure that they have a basic routine that they're in most of the time. All those things. Anything you can do to build trust, because keeping trust is basically building trust all the time. Right, Cecil? And if you go to our link tree there, which is on the bottom of the screen, you can go to all of our various and sundry places, including our store where we have cups and shirts and greeting cards and all kinds of fun stuff. Towels,
Pillows.
Babalu underwear. That's Babalu boxers. Everybody needs Babalu boxers, don't they?
I guess.
Well, Babalu should say, of course they do.
I mean, I have at least my Chloe bags and that kind of stuff. And Chloe sanctuary cards and a cup. It's nice to have a bird in the morning. So we're having a cup of coffee with sugar. A shaggy bird.
Yeah, she's got her chin feathers up, as Rosebud was mentioning. Chin feathers, they're up on sugar right now.
Yeah. Looks like she is now going napping, and Jasmine was awake for 5 seconds, and now she's like going back to sleep.
Yeah, she's moved up now. She knows it's about time, so she's moved up. Hey,
Yeah.
Snowball. Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
She won't spend one wake second while we are live. Not this girl.
No, she has to play dead when we're live. That's the way she is.
Mm. Calvin is asking boxes. There should be a pair of Babalu boxes available in the merge.
Yes.
The only thing which sometimes happen is that they outlist products and put in some new before that, then I have to react and adjust it, but they don't notify me about that, so basically I have to find it out myself. So I look from now and then if everything is available, and just tell me if something is missing you would like to have. Oh yeah, Rose, but they will party after done turns off the live stream.
Yeah, if you buy a pair of boxers, though, you got to model them, right? You don't have to model them for us, but for someone.
Oh, goose.
There's the loose. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Amy, for moderating today. And Eleanor for showing up, even though she's in the hospital. It looks like we found a better platform, so our videos will be better from now on.
Mm. Yeah, that was actually quite nice. Also, the quality of the picture and everything else. Promising, isn't it, Sugar?
Yeah. Well, actually, if we're going to drop the other service and we go to this one, it'll give us 1080p, so we'll get even better. So this is a lot better picture than what we were getting, but we can get even better. So
That's awesome.
yep, here he comes. There he comes. It's the great and noble KK Bird going to say goodbye, everybody. Hi, KK.
Mm.
Hi, KK Bird.
Are you coming over to say something? Saying bye-bye? Goodbye? Becca? Bob's a good bird. Calvin thinks when he owns a Babalu boxer, he will show it to his Triton slugger. He will be certainly impressed.
Well, we got a laugh out of him anyway. Thanks, guys, for being here. And
Yeah, thanks for coming.
we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.